I'll mute.
All right, let me find my little, I'm not going to share it quite yet. 1 second. Okay, got the recording going. Welcome, everybody. I'm so happy to see all the cameras on, those of you that can. My name's Tina Waltersdorf. I know I have a hard last name to pronounce, so you can just call me Storf if you want to. You can call me Chick, you can call me Tina, sister, friend, whatever you want. But I've been in Plexus for about 6 years. I'm a senior Ruby. And the intention of this call is to talk about the importance of having systems in place that are easy to duplicate, easily duplicatable, and to keep happy customers. This is also going to help your retention for Punta Cana and beyond. I'm sure we're all watching the jewels and the amazing photos coming across your newsfeed, and we're just like, I need to get there. So systems is going to help. It's helped me a lot over the past 5 years that I've been doing them. And of course, as time goes on, you end up tweaking things because we learn more. We just learn more about what's working or what our team needs more of. So the goal of this call is to, just give you some ideas and to hopefully excite you about how simple it can be to set up systems for yourself. And I'm just going to be sharing what's been working for me so you can take some of the ideas and use them as your own or whatever you want to do. And I'm sure many of you have systems that you're already using that I could probably learn from you. So put in the chat if you currently have systems in place that help your team know what to do. I would love to see how many of you guys have systems that you're using. And again, thank you for having your cameras on. I appreciate being able to see faces when I'm talking. So a little bit about me, about a year into my business, I could see holes in my boat. And what I mean is that there were lots of customers coming in and there were a lot of people leaving fast and quitting products fast. I realized that a lot of my team was not supporting or helping people on their products. That was kind of one of the big holes in my boat. So I started to really look into this once I realized, gosh, something needs to happen, something needs to change because people are leaving about as fast as they're coming in. So I paid other coaches for training to learn, specifically in the area of duplication and systems, onboarding. And so I started incorporating those really early on into my team. As soon as I was learning them, I was all over it and teaching it. And the holes stopped leaking. And I was like, yay, it works. But then there was a little problem. If you're hopping on, please mute your, somebody's not muted.
You already moved it.
Who needs to mute? Not sure. All right, so if you can mute your microphone, that'd be awesome. So here was the problem.
Chrissy. There she goes.
Oh, okay. So the problem was I found myself doing a lot of the work on my own and for others within my team. I was empowering them early, but not encouraging them to give it a try on their own early enough. So at one time I'd had 27 three-way chats going where I was coaching people on products for their first 30, 60, 90 days. So that's a lot of growth all on my shoulders. And I totally hit burnout. I was totally burned out and almost starting to get resentful. And so I knew I needed to fix my attitude and fix this problem. So what I learned was that I can teach them by showing them a couple times and then encourage them to fly out of the nest, right? So now I still show them how within a three-way chat. I do use a three-way chat when I'm product coaching. So if a level 1 has a new person, she introduces me in that three-way chat and I start helping that person that first 30 days. And I do this twice. So say for 2 or 3 customers for them, And as I'm showing them how it works, I'm also talking to them kind of behind the scenes in another chat and saying, this is why I asked this question. And that empowers them to do it on their own. Now, I was doing this before, but I wasn't pushing them out of the nest early enough to do it on their own. So then I just found myself in so many chats that wasn't sustainable. I couldn't keep up. And that's why I got burned out doing it. This way is working a lot better. And even sometimes I'll have someone where I just have to show them once with one customer and they've got it. The other thing that works really well, if I'm talking about three-way chats and product coaching, once they do it on their own, they'll still introduce me to that new person, but they lead the product coaching and I'm just in that chat for support. Or if that customer hits a bump like detox and say my level 1 isn't quite sure of something to do, I'll message her in private and maybe say, maybe suggest this or this, and this is why. So then it's kind of like, I remember Bob Heilig saying one time, inspect what you expect. And so that part of that has worked really, really well for me because I'm actually seeing that they're following the system that I've given them to product coach. And that's been huge. So why do we need systems? Systems are duplicatable, will help with retention of your team, and important for our growth. So what kind of systems can you have? You can have all kinds of systems. And today I want to just pick one system, pick one system that is in need in your team. Are there holes in your boat? What's working, what's not working, and work on one thing and teach your downlines. So some of them that I actually have is how to share. I have a system for how to share. And those of you guys that have, what's it called? Boards. I have a sharing system in boards. So if I've got people really sharing, I'll make sure that they get the boards app and I can share exactly in there the graphics and really like from start to finish what that conversation looks like from the first time they're starting to talk to a potential all the way to closing. And so I've got that written out for them. So that's one thing that I have. And again, sometimes, I'll just have them put me in a three-way chat. They can introduce me, especially brand new people. And I will share with them from start to closing and they'll actually see how that's done and then get the boards app and they've got everything right there at their fingertips for how to do that. Every conversation is a little bit different. Like not every conversation is black and white, but that's helped. I have a system for onboarding and that's the one I'm going to talk about today. Steps to take in the first 48 hours once someone joins. And then I'm going to talk about what my product coaching system looks like for 30, 60, 90 days. And I teach these once my level 1 puts me in a three-way chat. Yeah, so let me pull up my screen. I want to share this. I can find it. Tell me if this looks okay. Does this look okay? Can you guys see that? Can you see that, Vicki?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I just have a PDF and actually I've recently put this into a graphic, which is really, really easy to share with just a simple little checklist of what they do when someone joins, their name, join date, welcome pack, what their health goals are, and things like that. And then there's this little checklist. And this first part of this checklist is really done in a conversation on the phone. If they're enrolling them over the phone, these are things that they touch on. Things like explaining the perks program, explaining Pivotal. And then in here, I've got verbiage examples. So if they didn't go over that on the phone, they can come back in a conversation and they've got the words here that they can start that conversation. Explain the referral link and how that works. And I've got verbiage here. You can screenshot this and use it or tweak it or whatever you guys want to. Introduce new VIP to next working upline. I feel like that's really important. And everybody's been doing that and it's been great. It's just a way to build better community. It's a way that I can support my level 1, and it's a way that I can support their customer as well. And then in the first 24 to 48 hours, I've got add to the health and wellness lounge. I always ask people to add, tag, and message ATM in the welcome post so that their people see that, and then to my team page. And then here I have, when their welcome pack arrives, exactly what to do. Mark your calendar to touch base with them. A first post. I've got verbiage here for a first post, and go over the website with them, showing them how to adjust future subscriptions. And again, that's on the phone. Also adding the Plexus Go app. And then when the products arrive, it's important to get them started correctly. So basically, I'm telling them here to go to the product guide, helping your VIP on their products. So that's really, and like I said, I've kind of made this to where I can put it into a graphic now. It's almost done. It was kind of hard to make it fit, but it's almost like a flyer in Canva that it's fitting on. And so that's kind of nice, because I can easily send this into, you know, messenger chat instead of sending them a PDF. So there's that. If I just tab over on the top of my computer, does it change what you guys see? It did? Okay, so now you're seeing your journey begins. Okay, thanks, Jessica. Okay, so then the next thing that I do, that I personally do, is I've set up a Google form, and I'm asking them specific questions in here because I want to get an idea before their products come. So their products have been ordered, their products are on the way, and I'm going to send them this to fill out. Everybody's filling it out, and it's so, so helpful. So I've got their name, email, all that stuff, obviously. I'm asking them here about their water intake. How much water do they drink? I'm asking them about thyroid medications. And these are really nice because I print this out and I keep my notes of my customer follow-up on the back of the sheet. So do they take medications? How are their bathroom habits? This is going to help me know how to start them on products. Do you crave sugar? I also ask, do you have another $260? I know you've purchased your welcome pack, but do you have another $260 to devote to your health and ordering these supplements over the next 2 months? So you can give this at least 90 days. Or do we need to talk about how I can help you get them for free? This has been huge because people are completely honest, and I so appreciate it. This lets me see their commitment, and also, do I need to talk to them about sharing with a few friends? We want to talk to them about sharing with a friend anyway, right? But this gives me a good idea of where they're at financially and how their commitment level is. The next question is, if energy is an issue, are you interested in clean caffeine options? The next one is, tell me about your nutrition. I also want to know, do they drink coffee? How much sleep do they get per night on average? All of this tells me so much about them that I'm taking note of. What are your 3 biggest things you'd like to see change in your health over the next 3 months? Even though they've shared with me their goals, sometimes I get different answers on here when they're actually writing them down. It's really cool. Because it's like, oh, you didn't tell me about that one. And then, do you struggle with staying consistent with things? That one's been huge too, because a lot of people say they do struggle with being consistent. Do I have your permission to hold you accountable to sticking to this long enough, or for sticking to this long enough to get results? And then, how do you want me to send messages? The next one is, what's the best way to check in or get a hold of you? Do you have any unique concerns or hesitations you think I should know about before you start? Those answers have been interesting too. So I feel like this is a really good, you guys are probably thinking of other questions maybe as I read them that would be something I could add to this. If you're thinking of anything new that could be a great addition to this, put it in the chat, because we all work really well together. And when we put our minds together, we can create so many amazing things. And the last one I had is grabbing 3 friends to do this with you gives you $300 to $400 in cash, which pays for 3 months of your products. Do you have any friends or family not feeling their best who you think might be interested in learning more about how Plexus can help them? I've gotten a lot of yeses on that one. And you could probably word that completely different. But anyway, that's that. And what I do with this is, depending on their answers, I might get them on the phone. But if it seems pretty simple, where their answers, what's the word I'm trying to look for? I guess their answers are just more simple. You know, like some people just need a phone conversation because maybe there's a lot of things in here, or some of their hesitations I want to talk to them about. If someone said, no, I don't have any hesitations at all, I'm super excited. Then I might just voice message back some tips in a voice message, and, you know, depending on what their answers were here. So that's that. And they're easy to make. You just go to the 3 dots on the side of your, you know, when you open up your computer, there's 3 dots by your little picture, and just scroll down and hit the forms button, and you can create a form. It's really awesome. And you guys probably have those too. Oopsie, don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to go on to helping your VIP on products. This has been huge. This is, to me, the huge piece in teaching our teams the importance of customer care, and also knowing how to navigate through detox and things like that. So this sheet, can you guys see this? Make sure it's switched over. Jessica, is it okay? So sheet 1 is really some basic questions and things to ask, where sheet 2 is really the nitty gritty of, you know, our check-ins, day 7, day 14, day 21, and so on. But I do go over this with them, whether I am the person leading that coaching. Well, and usually with my level 1s, I am the one leading the coaching at first. But I want them to understand, you know, why I ask certain questions. So you guys can screenshot this, or I can share this as a PDF if you want. I'll have to figure out how to share a PDF on the table. But, you know, the first month we're going to follow up on days 1, 3, 7, 14, 21, and 26. So once a week. I try to schedule mine on Fridays, and I just call it Follow-Up Friday. Even though someone might start on a Monday, I'll follow up with them on the next Friday, and then I get them on a Friday rule, just because that's what I like to do. And so day 1, I've got an example here, and it says, hey, Sue, I can't wait to see what you think of the taste of the pink drink and active. And then we send them the appropriate startup chart, how they're going to start up. And right here, I've listed, I think this is so key, because not everybody knows, if you're dealing with someone who's constipated, how do I start them out? Or if you have someone who's going to the bathroom a lot, you're not going to start them out with 2 BioCleanse, right? We want to get a handle on that first. So you won't even start BioCleanse right away until that starts to get regular, normal, I guess you could say. So if someone's constipated, this is how we're going to start. If someone has regular bowels, this is how we're going to start. If they go too frequently, this is how we're going to start, right? So I feel like that's key, because in the very, very beginning, like 6 years ago, 5.5 years ago, well, what did we know? We just started people, you know? Or if people said, well, I'm just gonna like read the bottle and it says to take, you know, 2 BioCleanse or 4 BioCleanse, and here they're going to the bathroom too much, and suddenly they're pooping their pants and they're saying, this doesn't work. It just made me worse. So I think this is so key. Then I've just got a little piece here where it says good questions to ask. And this, I tell them, like, this is throughout the month. This isn't like at every check-in. We're not asking question after question after question. It's like during natural conversation. Questions like, how's your energy? What are you loving about the product so far? How much water are you getting in? Reminding them of their water. Asking them how their cravings are, because as we know, when your gut starts to heal, their cravings start to change. You know, they crave less sugar, or like in my case, I didn't crave soda anymore. It didn't taste good anymore at all. And how are they sleeping? Has your digestion changed? Has your poop slowed down, sped up? Are you bloated? So that's just all on the first sheet, just as basically notes for them to remember. Also, I always tell them, you know, a success checklist. Always remember to celebrate their wins, to redirect any negativity that they might be having. Making sure, you know, reminders to invite them to an event to learn more, the Plexus events, or a team event, anything that can educate them and inspire them, hearing other people's stories. And then dealing with detox. That's a big, big thing. So I always want my level ones to know detox is not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. And so here's some little notes to consider if you have someone going through detox. So I have that on there, you know, milk thistle. Are they taking Ease? Activated charcoal if they're really detoxing hard, Epsom salt baths, things like that. So then we get to the nitty gritty, basically. This is what we follow for a system for after 7 days in, right? So we went in the beginning back here with day 1, how to start, depending on their bowels. And then we're gonna go here where we start 7 days in. 7 days in, increase ProBio 5 to 2 at bedtime. Then there's just good questions to ask that I did note there. And then I note if they're constipated, if doing well on for ProBio 5, stay the same. If they're still constipated, add 2 more BioCleanse. So again, this is 7 days in. And the poop is important, right? How are their sugar cravings? Then we come down to 14 days in. And kind of, again, repeating those same questions as in day 7, checking in on them. Again, checking their bowels. And I have on here how to adjust that. And then 21 days in, asking about their subscription order, helping them maybe add an additional product like Ease or X Factor, things like that. And then continued follow-up every 2 weeks after that. So I feel like this has really equipped people to know specifically how to adjust the products, you know, and then people are getting results and they're happy and they're continuing. So yeah, that's basically it, what I have for you. I'm going to stop sharing. So hopefully that helped you guys. I don't know if anyone has questions. Yeah, I need to figure out how can I share the PDF somewhere on maybe someone can message me and show me how to share a PDF on the table site. But, you know, you could take that and tweak it. You could keep that last form totally the same. I think it's really, really good with how to adjust the products, especially. But your onboarding might look different, like what you want them to do in that first 48 hours or whatever.
Tina,
Yes, ma'am.
your you know, your daily increments of questions to the person. I think these are kind of like for your team to use, right? But as far as like your day 1 check-in, your day 7 check-in and all of that, do you put those in Project Broadcast?
I have a Project Broadcast that I use, and I don't specifically put all of those questions in. My Project Broadcast is more supportive through maybe videos. So at a certain stage, maybe like around day 14, I think I've gotten my Project Broadcast like a detox video. You may or may not be dealing with this kind of a thing. And then I'll do the detox video. I used to do all of that through my messages, but I have found that sometimes people don't respond to the Project Broadcast and they respond a lot more in my messages. It's, I think, a little bit more personal. And I can have their friend in that chat. So my level 1's in there and her customer is in there. And it's easier for me to kind of keep an eye on like real life time of what's going on. and where the person's at. But I do have project broadcasts set up for like, so I would call it more supportive stuff throughout the first, 90 days.
Right.
But I went through this phase of really doing a lot more in project broadcasts, but then I found that personal connection was kind of missing. So I went back and I was like, I need to do what's been working. What's working, and what's working is having more contact through the Facebook messages and phone calls, picking up the phone, having like a customer, check-in and getting on the phone with people is really powerful. But yeah, so I would say now project broadcast for me is more supportive stuff and encouragement.
So can you kind of clarify for me who you send that Wellness Warrior document to? Is it an onboarding for your business builders as to what questions to ask and how to deal with the people they sign up, or what? Just can you clarify that for me?
Yeah. So say I have a level 1 and she's sharing with a friend, her friend enrolls. She introduces me to her friend Sally in a chat. And then I'm telling my level 1, here's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the easy systems that are going to help your friend have good success on the products. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So like I said, I'm not going to do it for 10 people for my level 1s anymore. That created burnout. I could not be in 27 three-way chats doing product coaching. It was like, I can't do that. Right. It was like, wow, this is great. What a blessing, right? But it was too much. Right. So I'm sending her this. Now I'm making graphic, I'm making, here's your checklist that I want you, that you can do. I'm not going to do that. She can add her friend to the wellness page. She can, talk about the perks and things like that as she's enrolling her. But then when it comes to the product coaching, I'm going to send her that PDF because I can't get that on a graphic, No. So I send her that PDF and have her print it out or look at it. And I get on the phone with her and I say, here's what we're going to be doing and here's why. And this works because I feel like you have to have their buy-in for it for them to continue doing it. So I feel like by me being in that three-way chat and showing her, here's the PDF, here's what we're going to do to product coach your customer, she's going to see how that flow is and how easy it is to just take note of, day 7, day 14, day 21, and how that goes, what it looks like. She's going to then see, we get to the subscription, we've added X Factor Plus, and we're going into month 2. She now has belief in the system that it works. And so she's excited then about it, and she'll continue to do it. And I always tell people, once you kind of learn this, you're not going to have to look at the sheet every time. You're going to just know how to do it.
Sure.
You're going to know how to switch up BioCleanse and ProBio 5. You're going to know what to recommend for detox. It's going to be like become natural, like brushing your teeth. But that sheet is there, in the beginning of when someone's sharing. So hopefully that answered your question. So yes, I do send them that PDF.
Yeah. Do you have that in boards also or no?
What's that?
Do you have that in your boards also or no?
I do. I do have that PDF in my onboarding. I have an onboarding board. Maybe I could just share that.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Okay. And I know not everyone has boards, so I can share the PDF too. But yeah, I feel like that helps their buy-in so that they believe in what you're doing because they see it working. And when they see it working, they believe in it. They're excited about it. They're like, oh, this really works. This actually wasn't hard to do. And then, then they teach that to their downlines. I don't need to keep teaching it to levels on down, right? As long as the level 1's doing it and teaching it. So obviously it's not always perfect. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes we might have a situation where say a level 1 shares with someone, but they don't really want to do any of the business or any of that stuff, then I'm going to take that customer and I'm going to just treat them as my own. I'm going to still have my level 1 in the chat, but I'm not going to, I guess what I'm saying is I wouldn't expect that level 1 at that time to continue like teaching that to people if she's not working and building a business, if that makes sense. I got through that in less than a half an hour. So proud of myself. Any other questions? So I guess your call to action that I'm going to give you today is look at your team, see if there's any holes in the boat. What are they? Where's the boat leaking? What's going on? And if it's something like product coaching, that seems to be the issue where people are quitting faster than faster than they're getting results, then it could be something as simple as just creating a system that works for you and that you can show, to your downline. And that's going to secure those holes in the boat. So that's my call to action. And then I'm going to put this recording up. Whatever you guys decide to do or whatever you're going to look at, and even it could be as simple as sending thank you notes out. Like this week, I'm sending thank you notes out to my customers and I'm going to thank them and tell them how much I appreciate them. Or, whatever it is that you decide to do, I want you to leave it in the comments of the recording of this video. Whatever it is you decide to work on. Okay? All right. So happy to see you guys. This has been fun. Super, super fun. If you have questions you want to talk about in private, go ahead and message me. Be happy to visit. Okay, have a good day, everybody. See you later. Bye.